All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Today, we're taking a look at Flock Social.
Yeah, Flock Social.
For anyone out there trying to, grow their Instagram, authentically, it's tough.
Definitely.
It's really hard to cut through the noise.
Wait,
and we're seeing a lot of, emphasis on getting that organic growth.
right.
And so this is where Flock Social comes in, and we've got this source pasted text that gives us a lot of great info on what they're all about.
Perfect.
What makes them different.
Yeah.
And do they live up to the hype?
Right. So, big question.
Yeah. So one of the things that really jumped out at me right away is this emphasis on user experience.
Makes sense.
We've all been there.
We have.
Some platforms are just so clunky. It's they were designed in the dark ages.
Right.
Flock Social is all about this minimalist, user-friendly interface, which honestly, that's already a win for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a huge barrier to entry for a lot of folks.
Totally.
It's just not even knowing where to click,
right?
What to do.
Exactly.
It can feel really intimidating. So, I think that making it super user-friendly is a great way to kind of democratize this whole process and make it accessible to everyone.
And this kind of ties into the other thing I noticed is the pricing.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
They've got plans that range from $69 to $239.
Okay.
Which compared to some of the
bigger guys.
Yeah, the heavy hitters out there.
Right.
It's a breath of fresh air, budget-wise.
Right.
You don't feel like you're breaking the bank.
Yeah.
To just even try it out.
For sure.
But I guess the question then is okay, what about their actual growth strategies?
Yeah, how do they actually work?
Yeah. Do they use any specific targeting techniques? How do they actually achieve this organic growth?
Right. Well, the source doesn't dive into the super specifics of their algorithms or anything.
Okay.
But it seems like the emphasis here is really attracting genuinely interested followers.
So no bots.
No bots.
No shady tactics.
Nope, none of that.
Okay.
It's all about kind of a slow and steady approach.
Interesting.
Focusing on building that community of users who actually resonate with your content.
Okay, so this really aligns with what we were talking about before, right?
Exactly.
This big shift towards authenticity.
Oh, totally.
On social media.
People are over it,
Yeah.
They don't want to see just a bunch of inflated follower counts.
Right.
It just means nothing.
It means nothing.
It's just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
So this idea of slower growth, it might not seem as sexy.
Right.
But it could be a lot more sustainable in the long run. Because those followers that you're getting, they're actually engaged.
Exactly.
And, that's what you want. You want people who are going to interact with your content.
Right, because what's the point of having, thousands of followers if no one's liking your stuff?
Exactly.
No one's commenting.
Exactly. So, maybe slower growth is the answer.
Hey.
We'll see. It's kind of the million-dollar question.
It is.
But I think Flock Social is, putting their money on that for sure.
They are. And they've got some pretty cool features, too.
Okay. Yeah. What else do they have?
They have, integrated messaging.
Oh, nice.
So you can connect with your followers directly.
Cool.
Content creation tools.
Oh, cool.
With all these different, multimedia options to make your posts, really stand out.
Love that.
And then they even emphasize community building.
Okay.
Through, groups and discussions.
That's huge.
They've thought of everything.
Yeah. Right. It sounds like they really have.
To really foster, that engagement.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the one thing that stood out to me was there's no free trial.
Oh, interesting.
So, you can't test it out before committing.
Right.
Which, I get it. They're trying to prevent abuse.
Of course.
And maintain, that quality control.
Yeah.
But I could see that being a barrier for some people.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a double-edged sword, right?
Right.
Because on one hand, it might stop those casual users who aren't really serious.
Yeah, who just want to
They just want to dip their toes in.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not really committed to the organic growth thing.
Right.
But then on the other hand, it's it really shows that they are serious. They're committed to building that user base of people who really get it.
Who are invested.
Exactly.
So I guess to sum it all up, Flock Social seems to be really carving out this niche for itself.
Yeah.
By offering this like super user-centric platform.
Yeah.
That's all about that organic growth.
Right.
That authentic engagement.
It's really like, bucking the trend in a lot of ways.
It is.
Because everything is always about like
growth at all
costs.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing, I think,
yeah.
to see a platform that's like, no,
yeah,
we want to do this the right way.
It's about quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if it how it plays out long term.
Right. Does it work?
Does it actually work?
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting approach.
It is. It really makes you think about like, what's the future of all of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In this world where like everything's so saturated.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you cut through?
Right.
And maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Maybe Flock Social is onto something here.
Maybe they are.
So what do you think out there?
Yeah. What do you think?
Is Flock Social the missing piece in your like social media puzzle?
Right.
We encourage you to like explore further.
Yeah. Check it out.
See if it's right for you.
Maybe it is.
All right. We'll catch you in the next deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.